Hey there. Hey guys, how are y'all doing? It's a wonderful week and I'm excited to see y'all. I'm excited to see you guys. Okay, so do I have introverts in the house? You know, people who are always misconstrued because they're introverts, or do you have a friend who is an introvert that you would want to understand why they act the way they do, or certain stuff that you've just been wondering in your mind, like why is this girl like this? Why is this guy like that? Okay, so gather around. This video is for you. I'll be right back. Welcome again. Welcome back to my channel, and I'm excited to see you guys. Good. So let's just go straight. Before then, if this is your first time of tuning in to watch my video, I'm super grateful that you decided to tune in this time around. Where have you been, by the way? But it's never too late. It's good to have you. But then if you are a regular, you know I love you guys. Thank you guys for always tuning in week in and week out. I'm super grateful. You're one of the reasons why I still do this. I'm super grateful. All right, so introvert problems. Okay, so I'm not really an introvert. I used to think I was a complete introvert earlier on in life, you know, but then I'm an ambivert. It's clear, guys. I know where I stand. But I'm an ambivert that tends towards more of the introvert angle, so I can relate with introvert problems. I can relate with introvert problems. So yes. So I'm going to be talking about some of the conceptions that people have about introverts that are not true. Good. So one of the things I know people always think about introverts is that they are snobs. I get that a lot. I got that a lot. Most of the people that I have as friends now, initially before we became friends, they all thought I was a snob. You know, they just judged me from afar. We always get that. And then there's something about being judged. When people just assume that you're a snob, they really do not even want to get close to you at all to find out if it's true or if it's not true. They just stay where they are and assume that you're a snob. So the next time you see someone or an introvert and you think that they're snobs, they are snobs, they're not snobs. Well, they just have a problem starting up conversations, striking up conversations. They don't really like to be all up in people's businesses. So they are not snobs. It's a complete misconception. An introvert isn't always a snob. If as a person you are a snob, then that is a personality problem that person has, and not cause the person is an introvert. So people always have that misconception. Introverts are not necessarily snobs. Next time you see an introvert who isn't speaking, you would want to do both of you a favor, especially if it's somebody you see as a potential friend or somebody you're really interested in. Just walk up to the person, be friendly, be polite, start up a conversation, and you see that they are not snobs at all. They really just don't know how to start up conversations. Most times, this isn't always the case, yeah? But then most often that is so they're not snobs. We get that all the time. They are not snobs. We are not snobs. Okay, I'm not completely an introvert, yeah, but I don't have all of the extremes of an introvert. But then I know it's something I used to really get a lot. That's my introvert part speaking. So we're introverts are not snobs, yeah. So another misconception people have about introverts is that they are not sociable people. People just assume that because you're an introvert and you don't really like crowded places, or you don't, introverts don't like crowded places. That's something to just chip in there. We do not, introverts do not like do not like crowded. I'm really trying to differentiate the fact that I'm no longer a complete introvert, but then I can relate. So you all have to just excuse me if I keep saying we. Yeah, so introverts do not like crowded places, but that doesn't mean they're not sociable people. How to relate with an introvert is get them comfortable. Get an introvert comfortable, and you would be amazed of how much fun they can be and how much fun they like to have. They're just, I feel introverts would work more one-on-one. They get lost in a crowd. They feel lost in a crowd. They feel left out in a crowd. So they're not at their best in crowded places and crowded scenes. So you want to get the best out of an introvert, make them comfortable, one-on-one conversation, one-on-one dates, one-on-one, you know, one or two or three, four, five, thereabout, but not like so much people, not like, you know, it just gives them the fright. So yeah, they are actually sociable people. It's completely a misconception. They are a misconception rather. They are not boring, contrary to what a lot of people think. They're just reserved. Introverts are reserved people. They're reserved in speech. They are usually very knowledgeable people. They're usually very knowledgeable people because they process more than they speak. They think more than they speak. Yeah. So that's a misconception. So I can just imagine you be saying, yes, I'm an introvert. People really misconstrue the fact that because I'm an introvert, I'm not sociable, and they don't even invite me for outings and all of that. My dear, you are not sociable. You're just an introvert. And what I'll say to you is, you are only an introvert. You didn't kill anybody. It's just a personality type. Okay? All right. So what else? Yeah, the third one, another misconception that people have about introverts is that are pushovers. I personally hate that type because people just assume because you don't talk a lot, it's easy to walk over. You'd be amazed the day you'd step on the toes of an introvert who is not in the mood. They will show you that you cannot push them over. So it's a misconception people have that just because people don't talk a lot, you can just walk all over them. It would be the day. It would be the day. So yes, and then if you are an introvert and you just see it as an excuse, oh, everybody thinks I don't want to talk, so you just let people ride over you. Sis, you're not doing us any good. Guy, you're not doing us any good. You're not doing introverts any good. You're not doing yourself any good. You shouldn't let people walk all over you. You shouldn't let people push you over because you're an introvert. You shouldn't let that. You should stop letting people do that. From today, make your stand known. You mustn't be loud about it. Make your stand known. Let people know that they cannot push you over. Yeah. So the next misconception about introverts is that they are shy. Now, well, there's a large percentage of people who are shy who happen to be introverts, but that is not always the case. So it's not an excuse because someone is an introvert, you just assume that, oh, they're shy. No, it's actually very annoying because you're not ready to speak, or you're reserved in speech, or you'd rather process what you say before you say it, and people just assume that because you do that, you're shy. It's annoying. I think I've gotten that a couple of times. I could be a chatterbox. Introverts could be chatterboxes. So don't assume that because they take their time that they are shy. It's not always the case. Else they are shy as a person, then anybody could be, yeah. But then if you are, and that's your fallback is because you're an introvert, you better stop that. It will not do you any world of good at all. Being an introvert is not an excuse to be shy or to be timid or any of those kind of stuff. All right, so be better today. Walk out of that. You are just an introvert. You are not. You can be confident even as an introvert, and we can be great company too. People think that introverts are not great companies. You have no idea. Like I said, just get an introvert comfortable with you, comfortable in a place, comfortable in an environment, and you would be amazed. They kick ass, man. They bring up the A game. Yeah, so it's these are misconceptions. When people just assume that, I'm like, if only you knew that we can be fun. Introverts can be fun. Introverts are not necessarily shy. They are not snobs as you think. Start up a conversation. Just get them comfortable, and they'd be at their best with you. And I'm probably sure they'll never stop talking. So if you have a friend who is an introvert and you're just wondering, all these your traits, I'm just debunking them now. That it mustn't be. These are misconceptions, and they're not accurate, they're not true, they're not the truth about introverts. Or you have an introvert or someone who's introverted that you like, a guy or girl. Now get them comfortable. They'd work better with one-on-one. They'd work better with few people. They'd speak better. They'd be more comfortable. And the key is just getting an introvert comfortable. You'd get them at their best. I hope you like this video. So now, debunking. Okay, let's just run over it. Okay. So what did I say the first one was? Introverts are not shy. Introverts are not snobs. Speak to an introvert a day. Get them comfortable. They're not sociable. They're social beings like everyone else. They're just special people. They would not be all over your face. They will not be all over your space. But they are social beings just like everyone else. They just need right place, right time. Right place, right time. All right. So that's about this. I hope you guys like this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys always. I love you. See you next week.